Mary MacSwiney is born in Cork to a separatist family already steeped in Republican politics. She's the sister of Terence MacSwiney. In her younger years, she's a feminist activist and very much involved in the Irish, the Munster Women's Franchise League. She joins Cumann in 1914 and is active in the development of Cumann in Cork and in the Munster area. But it's really in 1917, when she's elected to the national executive of Cumann, that she becomes prominent in the leadership of the organisation. And certainly it's after the 1920s and after the death of her brother Terence MacSwiney that she becomes a national figure. And during the treaty debates, she delivers one of the longest speeches, anti-treaty speeches, where she rails against any compromise to be made on what she perceived as the fight for Irish independence. The blood of the patriots have been spilled. Her own family has suffered tragedy because of that fight. She is not willing to compromise, and she rails against anything that would smack of a compromise in that way. She is very active during the Civil War and is imprisoned, where she goes on strike twice and is released. So she's really seen as one of those women who are unwilling to compromise, those women who in some sense are blamed for the Civil War, are blamed for the continuing spilling of blood because of that refusal, that sort of hard-necked refusal to accept any compromise. She continues active in Republican politics after the treaty, and again refuses to recognise the legitimacy of the new state. Indeed, by 1933, she leaves Cumann because of their perceived drift to the left, and begins to get involved in what she sees as more purist Republican organisations. In lots of ways, MacSwiney has been the woman who has been most, I suppose, demonised in the narrative of Cumann, the ones who are seen as the most uncompromising, the most unwilling to bend to any sort of negotiated terms with the enemy as they perceived it. Those who kept the bloodshed flowing, basically. And in lots of ways that's unfair to her, because you know, that's only part of her life. She does have a life as an educationalist. She, you know, in many ways you have to admire her uncompromising stance on her politics. She believes in what she believes in. And she's a very interesting study, and I think there needs to be a lot more debate and conversation around MacSwiney's stances on issues. But she is a very important member of Cumann as well, particularly in the post-Rising period.